अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः अस्मत्परमगुरुभ्यो नमः अस्मत्सर्वगुरुभ्यो नमः श्री लक्ष्मी नृसिंह परब्रह्मणे नमः श्री लक्ष्मी हायवदन परब्रह्मणे नमः श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः सर्वं श्री कृष्णार्पणमस्तु. Sorry for the delay. Last week we did not have a class. This week I'm still trying to start the class. Okay. In this class we'll go a little bit about the structure of fourth chapter. Last time a question was asked by Partha Srinivasan Swami. How are we going to deal with fourth chapter? What's the structure of the lessons? Fourth chapter has different ideas coming into it. It's not like a single structure of, say, Karma Yoga was a very straightforward focus on karma, right? And Karma Yoga aspects. Sankhya Yoga was very clearly focused on Sankhya, that is the Atma Jnana aspects. But this fourth chapter has a number of different topics. So it's hard to give up topics or go through topics without going seriously into it. First of all, a question comes as, why did this topic come here to start with? So these are some issues. Hence, what we're going to do is we're going to take it as we go and pick up the important aspects and see if it makes sense. If it does not make sense, or if it's not that important, we'll skip over and go to the next topic. The topics covered in chapter 4 are the truth and nature of incarnations. And I was told the word incarnation is not even correct. Incarnation is something put into a flesh, like something into a flesh. That doesn't sound, it is actually a very biblical term. It is not a Hindu term, actually. There's a big difference. People who know Christianity would know, why Jesus is fully human and fully God at the same time. And the incarnation is important. Incarnation as putting into flesh is important in that sense, actually, for Christian theology. But for us, we have to use the word avatara. So there's no equivalent for avatara in English. So the other topics are karma is the form of jnana. So even though we are doing actions, it's actually a form of jnana itself. That's an interesting topic. We'll come to that later. Then details of the nature of karma. That's given too in this chapter. And various types of karma yoga. This is important to understand what exactly karma yoga means in concrete terms. Dravya yajnaha, tapo yajnaha, jnana yajnaha, the different types of karma yoga explained here. The other one is, other important aspect of this fourth chapter is, jnana is the major component in karma yoga. There are lots of components in karma yoga, but jnana is the most important of it, of all of them. The concept of chaturvarnya, which is very confusing to everybody, the 4 different varnas. What are varnas? Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra varnas, or what are they? All these things, all these details are indicated in the 4th chapter. Initially I thought I would skip the chaturvarnya portion and just go with the flow and then finish it. But this comes on, this topic comes to people often. They're asked 100 times by the next door neighbors, friends, and everybody. So they need to understand what exactly is the varna concept. We'll come to that eventually. Now, I'll show you the next chapter, next slide. So we'll go with, today we may not cover much of the, many shlokas. We'll cover this important shloka because what exactly is the varna concept. We'll come to that eventually. Oh, can you please mute it? Oh, hold on a second. Okay. Now I got it. Okay. So this we'll take up one shloka and think about any questions you have on any chapter in the past, or any other questions you may have, or any questions relevant to this particular chapter. It doesn't matter which questions. We can try to answer those questions live after one or two shlokas here. Today we cannot finish too many shlokas because in the next few shlokas, complications arise and it's better dealt with in a separate class by itself. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo vetti tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti sorjuna. This is the verse. The meaning is Janma karma cha me divyam, the birth actions of me are divine. Evam yo vetti tattvataha, he who knows this exactly as it is. Tattvataha means completely, realizes. It's not just knowing, it's almost, it is realization. Tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mamiti sorjana. Giving up this existing body, he will not have any rebirth and he will attain me directly. Here Lord Krishna says, this is Avatara Rahasya, that means the secret of Avatara of Lord. If one knows it as it is exactly, they will immediately be able to give up, leave the cycle of births and deaths and attain Lord Krishna right away. This is a very tall claim. How can this be true if I just know the divine nature of the Lord's birth and actions? How will I be able to immediately, in this janma, in this birth itself, give up this body and do not come to any other cycle of births and deaths and go straight to Lord? How can this happen? This is a question, because think about in the Ramanuja Sampradaya, what are the ways one can get moksha? Any answers? Any quick answers to this question?
Bhakti or prapatti.
Exactly. Bhakti or prapatti are the only two methods. But here, a third method is given. That is, by directly knowing Avatara Rahasya, one can reach moksha, right? That's what it says. How come Ramanujacharya did not mention three methods, or even Vedanta Deshika or Manavala Mamuni or any other Acharya? Why did they not mention three paths instead of two? That question comes up. Any quick answers for this?
My understanding and belief is that once you understand the God's true nature of Avatara, then you will either do prapatti or bhakti.
Good answer. We'll go into details of this in this class. Good answer. Arjuna, we'll go through the word meaning. Arjuna, Janma karma cha, my birth and acts. Evam divyam, divyam means divine. Yaha tatvataha veti means one who knows thus as it is. Sadeham tyaktva punarjanma naiti. He is not born again after leaving the present body, and he will attain me after leaving the body. That's what the word meanings are. So Ramanuja Bhashya is we need to understand it properly because there's a lot of sentences used in Ramanuja Bhashya. Let's take the second part of the second sentence there. Madiya divya janma cheshtita yathatmya vijnanena. That is, Lord Krishna is saying, knowing my divine birth and actions exactly, yathatmya vijnanena. The word term vijnana is very important. Vijnana, it's a science. So the very understanding of the divine birth and divine action is a science by itself. So that whole science should be known to this person. The moment the person knows the science, vidvasta samasta mat samashrayana virodhi papma, that vidvasta samasta means all the sins will get cleared. What are the sins? The sins are the obstacles for the attainment of the Lord. That is, if in this janma itself, if somebody has to attain the Lord, that means that there are a lot of obstacles. And if the obstacles are all burnt and there is nothing to stop, all these obstacles are burnt, Hence, asminneva janmani, the sins are all gone. Right in this janma, yathodita prakarena, mamashritya, yathodita prakaranam means as said, as according to the right methods. Mamashritya, he will attain me. Oops. I don't know what's happening. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello?
Krishna.
Yes.
Okay. Mamashritya, attaining me, resorting to me, Madeka Priyaha, totally liking only me. Nothing else interests that person. Madeka Chittaha, having one-pointed devotion to me, Mameva Prapnoti, he will attain me. That's what Lord Krishna says. Let's go through a little details. So what are some major points here? The manifestations are not due to karma. That is, Lord's manifestations are divine. They are not forced by previous karma. It does not lead to association with bondage, which are to be rejected. The jivas go. All of us go through. The jivas go through association with matter, which creates gunas in us, which makes us either with having a lot of passion, or stupor, or sleepiness, or any kind of different rajastamo gunas will act on us. That does not act on the Lord. That the second thing is that Lord is Sarveshwara, that this person will understand that, oh, he looks like one of us, but he is the Lord of everyone. And he knows everything. We seem to not know everything. Just give me a second. Samasta Kalyana Gunopeta. People realize the nature of the Lord with divine attributes. See, all of this we talk about in Sharanagati Gadya, in Ranga Gadya and all. To really realize what they are is a totally different thing compared to what we know through words. Just knowing these words is not enough. Suppose we go out someday, we are not in front of a textbook or a Gita or anything like that. We are not in a temple anywhere. We are just driving somewhere or going somewhere. Do we realize the greatness of Lord when we are there? We seem to forget everything else. Small things become so important to us. For this kind of a person who knows the Avatara Rahasya, nothing else is important. Why would anybody choose something over the Lord when they know the Lord very clearly? Knowing the Lord is direct realization here. And even the purpose behind the Avatara, that it's only to protect the devotees. And the way even to protect anything, all living beings or anyone, right? Without any discrimination. All these things are revealed to this person directly as a knowledge. And we should, this person will understand the secrets behind every action of Lord Krishna or the avatars. Why did he kill some Kamsa? Why did he do certain things when he was in the assembly of Duryodhana? Every aspect of that would be very clear to this person who knows the Avatara Rahasya. One question comes up. Okay, let's leave, for example, for now, let's leave the situation with Krishna. What about Rama? Even that Maricha, who is a Rakshasa, could fool Rama disguised as a deer. And Rama fell for it without a clue. Why would you say he is Sarveshwara, Sarvajna, Satya Sankalpa, all these things? Don't you think this is pure lies? There is a reason for it. Ravana had asked for a boon that he can be killed only by a human being. So God has to take the form of human being, act as if he can do mistakes. He's subject to errors, like how human beings get deluded. In that avatara, Rama acts as if he is deluded, because that's the only way Ravana's boon could be satisfied and Ravana could be killed in a human form. But Rama gives a different kind of message to everybody, like how a human being should behave in life. What is the ideal life here? Even though there are a lot of difficulties, unknown aspects which can happen, surprises, and hardships. How do you face hardship and still go in the right path of dharma? That was the message what Lord Rama was trying to, Lord Rama, that's the purpose of Rama Avatara. Krishna never got fooled, ever. Everything was by design. We should not think that Rama is inferior to Krishna and Krishna is Purnavatara. All these things we should not think of. Lord takes up different forms to do the right thing at the right time to protect the devotees. That's all. So, as Partha Srinivasan Swami was saying, how can we get moksha in this birth itself? In the Ramanuja Sampradaya, bhakti and prapatti are two paths. Then the knowledge of Avatara Rahasya, is it a third path? No, it leads to bhakti and prapatti. How does it lead? Let's take a deeper look. Madiya Janma Cheshtita Yathatme Vijnanena Vidvasta Samasta Samashrayana Virodhi Papaha Asminneva Janmani. In this life itself, he will lose all the sins that separate him and the Lord. There are a number of doubts regarding this. So we should take. So the Avatara Rahasya, or the knowledge of Avatara Rahasya, should be so powerful that it should just burn away all the sins. See, this is an important thing to think of, right? We may have, most of us may have learned Bhagavad-Gita very young in our age, in our life. We probably would have heard the stories of Krishna, Rama, stories of even Bhagavata or Vishnu Purana. The lucky ones might have heard even Vishnu Purana. How come all our sins which separate us from the Lord were not cleared, were not burnt off? We thought probably that, I was rapturously and engaged in the stories of Rama and Krishna, and I was totally engrossed. Even, many times I cried, thinking that Rama was going to a forest at a young age. So all these things are good. They're actually internally they're really good feelings of bhakti and all, but that is not what is indicated here. This realization is even intense, highly intense realization. We need to understand the depth of this very carefully, because we don't seem to connect with this so easily in our lives. It's much beyond what we have experienced here too, at least some of us. Then he will surrender to me, that is, having the sins are all gone, he will surrender to Lord Krishna in this lifetime. He has no other go, because he's totally engrossed. He will become Madeka Priyaha. He will not like anything other than the Lord. He will become Madeka Chittaha. He can only focus on Lord only. For the rest of us, if you think about it, anything can, at least for me, I only can talk about me. I can't talk about others. A small television show, or something, or a corona disease issue, some news here and there, that will divert my attention, and there goes the whole bhakti or anything like that. So the distance between us and the jnanis, us and the bhaktas, are very, very, very large. And we should hope that this distance would be reduced soon. Tattvato Vetti means without contradictions or doubts. There's an error there on the slide. So the thing is, doubts means, like, some people might go show you a article, look at some Google Krishna. Thing is, there will be some article, oh, Krishna was a chieftain of a small area in India a long time back. He was just a small king, but eventually people elevated Krishna's status to be a deity. This is how some Western authors, I'm not saying just Western authors, it could be Indian authors. There are a lot of atheists in India too. In fact, we have more atheists than many other countries maybe. They may write such things, and people may get doubts and say, oh, is that true? Is it true that Krishna was just a king and he was elevated to a status of deity just because of some hero worship or something in India? These kind of doubts can exist to anybody. I have seen people who have born in the good kulas, the good families, and who are taught the right things, who have learned the right things. And after a long time, after 40, 50 years, their mind may change. And then they may become atheists and they may doubt everything. These kind of doubts completely are eradicated to this avatar, the person who knows Avatara Rahasya. This is a difficult thing to comprehend. That means it's difficult to achieve. Our confidence can exist till now, maybe, for some of us. In future, it's still a question mark. Vartamanam deham pratyajya means leaving this body, not like the Bhakti Yogi. Bhakti Yogi takes different janmas. How does this work? Madhya divya janma cheshtita yathatmya vijnanena. This is explained earlier itself. This is just listed here again. In the Brahma Sutras, there are some doubts which are raised about this Bhakti Yogi. So a person who knows Avatara Rahasya is superior to even a Bhakti Yogi. We will know why. See, the prarabdha karmas have to end for a upasaka. Upasaka means Bhakti Yogi in the Brahma Sutras. And upasana is used as identical to Bhakti Yoga. They are synonyms. Prarabdha karma can have different number of, that is, in this life, this will happen, whatever has to happen. Maybe this person has to, get into an accident someday, or lose an eye or a leg or something, or then he might have to die a particular date, on a particular date. So all these are prarabdha karmas. And there is also anabhyupagata prarabdha karma. That means there could be another lives, which are, oh, he has to take so many lives and things like that. How many births will a Bhakti Yogi take due to prarabdha karma is unknown. Because bhogena tvitare kshapayitva atha sampadyate, that is a sutra in the Brahma Sutras 4.119. Sri Bhashya Ramanuja.org explains, Bhogena tayoho karmanoho vimoksha uchyate dehavadi niyama ashravanat. That means a person has punyas and papas, sins and holy merits. He has to experience both. For the papas, he has to experience some kind of punishment, some kind of corrections. For the punyas, he has to experience some kind of good bodies, maybe a devata sharira, or lots of riches here, lots of pleasures here. He has to experience them. So we don't know how many lives it takes to experience the sins and punyas. Hence, we cannot put an end or an estimate of how many lives a bhakti yogi has to spend to, after that, he may be able to go to moksha. It's also well known that mere knowledge of manifestations or divine acts of the Lord, he cannot be liberated. So even upasana is done, aharaha, karma yoga, jnana yoga, bhakti yoga, he has to do, and then only the upasana will become clear. And he has to do with utmost devotion. The different rajasa, tamasa gunas can enter into his mind and disturb his process of bhakti yoga. He has to win over those gunas by doing karma yoga, and then again sit down to do bhakti yoga eventually, after the karma yoga becomes stable. So this is a continuous process for a bhakti yogi to go through different janmas. And this particular person here, who is the knower of the Avatara Rahasya, is some kind of a super person who really can focus on the Lord and know the secrets of the Lord's birth and divine actions. So what happens is, by his real knowledge, if his sins are all burnt out, this person gets a surge of devotion, a huge high-speed devotion sets in his mind. And that is able to destroy all the sins which will create future births. And that's why Vishnu Purana says, Vinishpanna samadhistu muktim tatraiva janmani. If he is a very mature yogi, very mature devotee, all the sins are destroyed in that very janma itself. And that's what is known as upasana poshkalya. That means the intense meditation of upasana in that life itself. Shemushi Bhakti Rupa is an important terminology for Ramanujacharya. Shemushi means Bhakti Rupa Jnana is what is said there. And that is the essence of Ramanuja philosophy, in the sense that Bhakti is Bhakti is the pathway to God. And the Bhakti can be in the form of Prapatti, because Prapatti also involves Bhakti. So without Bhakti, one cannot do Prapatti. So it could be of the form of Prapatti also. So here, the burning of the sins is said, that is Anishta Nivritti, and Ishta Prapti is attainment of the Divine Lord, which is eternal Ananda for people. Vita Raga Bhayakrodaha Manmaya Mam Upashtitaha Bahavo Jnana Tapasa Puta Mad Bhavam Agataha. This verse, we will take it in the next class. I will leave this class for question and answers, because there may be some question and answers. There may be also questions regarding the way I am doing the class, whether this method works or not, is interesting, or some other method needs to be employed. If you have any other questions, please open up.
Krishna, this is excellent in the sense you took that one shloka and went into good depth. And I did not realize Ramanuja Bhashya had so much of depth for just the Divya. What does the word Divya means? So much description for that, and how he deftly handles, this end of this birth, he attains me, but also handled the Bhakti Prapatti, especially the Bhakti Rupa Pannagyana, etc. So it was amazing to go into such depth. I really enjoyed it. Thank you. I don't think I have any questions about it, but I'm very glad I was able to hear this, and I would be happy if you could please post this slide as well.
I will post. I have not posted the slides yet. Many slides have to be posted. I will organize them and post them soon.
Krishna, this is Srinath. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Just as a general question about the Gopikas' three state of mind in Krishna Avatara. They neither knew about Avatara Rahasya, nor they knew about Bhakti or Prapatti, all those heavy terms, but all they did was Krishna, they just indulged themselves in Krishna's thoughts. So how can we classify them into one of these three categories?
See, the thing is, we have to remember. Do you know who these Gopikastris are?
Yeah, they are all the devatas who took birth along with Krishna to experience Krishna.
They're more than devatas. Devatas are the the Kauravas, Pandavas, and all. They come from the different devata and asura lineage, right? But
Yeah.
but the Gopikastris are the in Ramavatara. Sage Bharadwaja and all the other people in when Rama goes to the forest, he meets number of sages in the forest, and those sages ask Rama, see, it was such a nice thing that you came all the way from a palace to see us, and we would love to be with you eternally, always, right from here. We don't want to let you go any further. But Rama says, this is not the right avatara for you to see and enjoy me. You will be born as Gopikastris in the next. And when I am in the Krishna avatara, then you will get the fruit of what you're asking. You will get your wishes fulfilled. So Gopikastri, even the greatest of the devotees and great sages of saints of today, they write in one of the poems. About 60,000 poems were written by Kripalu Maharaj. In one poem, he says, "Ras mein bhi mera naam likha de." Can you enter my name in the Rasa Leela? See, you played with so many Gopikastris. Can you just enter my name also? That's what one of the great bhaktas asked. That means Gopikastris were not ordinary people. They were the purest, or else they would not have that kind of bhakti in Lord Krishna. But in that particular janma, they were just housewives. They were just, they were not like scientists or anything like that. They were not Shastravits. In fact, they taught, who is that person? It's not Vidura, it is Uddhava, right? Yeah. Uddhava is not an ordinary person either. When Uddhava was doing Sandhya Vandana in the river or something, he's to directly realize Parabrahman and Krishna right there. He was very powerful, knowledgeable, Vedantic and scholar and everything like that. He was humiliated by the bhakti of Gopikas. They were so they're the next level. If you read Bhagavatam completely and understand Brahma Gita, Shruti Gita, so many Gitas which explain the nature of this Gopikastris, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So I don't think we should take them as any inferior or anything like that. They were all extremely mature rishis.
Absolutely, they were divine. The question was their approach to Lord. Can we classify them as a superior form of bhakti, or it is just that they experience Bhagavan because their Purva Janma Smarane or Purva Janma Punya?
See, the thing is, what do you call? See, the fruit of their Purva Janma tapas is what they are experiencing Krishna. To the very fact that they were born there at that time, and the very fact that Krishna was also born there, and then Krishna did his Bala Leelas with his Gopika Stris when he was young, before he came to, he left, right? And then he came to Mathura. And then that life was a different thing, and he did not return back for 87 years. And these Gopika Stris were continuously thinking about Krishna for 80 years or something like that, right? Those, we can say that it is the effect of the prior good karmas and the tapas they have done. And to be as kamat gopyaha, they say, right? Kama is the main bhayat kamsaha. Kamsa also attained moksha by fear. Because of fear, he could not think of anything other than Krishna, right? So, like how Maricha says, "Vrikshe vrikshe chapashyami." I see Rama in every tree here, everywhere. Like that, Kamsa saw Krishna in every form because of fear. Kamat gopyaha. The gopis only wanted love. That's all. As simple as that. But that itself is a result of prior births. Shuddhi. It's purification. They had a lot of purification to even get there. In fact, they in one of the Gopika in the Bhagavatam, they act as if Krishna acts. They even say, "I killed Kamsa. I killed Kalinga." So they become Krishna. That is known as Radha Bhava, what the Bhagavata, the Hare Krishnas and the Chaitanya Sampradaya, Vallabh Sampradaya, and all those people talk about Radha Bhava. That means you become Krishna by thinking him. Tvam Chintayan Tvanmayatam Prapannaha. Vedanta Deshika says about Hayagriva. Tvam Chintayan Tvanmayatam Prapannaha. Thinking about you, meditating about you, O Lord Hayagriva, I have become like you. I have become like you. Twan mayatam. I cannot see anything other than you. Total. That is the level of devotion and upasana people were doing. And what to say about Gopika Stris who directly played with Lord Krishna.
And Krishna, even on that slide that you have on the screen, it says, ends as madbhava agataha.
Yes, puta madbhava agataha. Exactly. So people who are totally purified will become like Krishna, madbhava agataha. They become similar to Krishna.
Thanks, Krishna.
Okay. Any other question?
Krishna, I was last week when I asked this question about the structure of class and will we cover each shloka, etc. I was thinking, can we do 5 classes per chapter, etc., etc. But I'm totally enjoying the depth at which you went into that 9th shloka. So I'd be happy if you spent as much time on each shloka because this is really enjoyable. The Ramanuja Bhashya and the way you brought it up and described it was very, very helpful and very enjoyable, pleasurable.
Thank you. See, I'll go into depth where is necessary. Here, I went into depth because first thing is, even for a Bhakti Yogi, it is unthinkable to get moksha in one janma. It is so hard because he has to go through unlimited number of, unknown number of janmas to purify himself. And this is an exception. And and why did I go through in detail? This is a different way Ramanujacharya takes it. Shankaracharya takes it in a different way. So when we deal with Advaita Bhashya, we will go through details as is the Janma real or not real? Right? Maya. The avatara may be, what does Maya mean? Maya doesn't mean the way we think. But that's where I wanted to clarify. I don't want to bring Shankara Bhashya here right now, but for Ramanuja Bhashya, establishing the truth of the Lord, the truth of his incarnations is extremely important and real. It is not that, people, see, many people have done this before. What they have done is, there was a king called Rama, and there was a king called Krishna, and they're all historic characters. They were deified. They were brought into the level of deities by the Brahmins to basically rule the four classes, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, to take over. It's a power play of the Brahmins. This is how people write. And in fact, to be honest with you, I don't know if you have children who have grown up here in this country and studied a different classes here. Even in Berkeley, there's a number of people who teach Upanishads. In fact, a number of other authors, foreign authors, write about Upanishads. They write in extremely different ways. If you look at Goldman and Professor Pollock, Sheldon Pollock, they have Sheldon Pollock writes about Ramayana and Mahabharata, and he has openly mentioned this is exactly what professor in Columbia has mentioned. Right in New York, right? Columbia's professor, one of the great professors, Sheldon Pollock, who's been funded by Infosys Foundation, $5 million or something, and the rest of the scholars don't have that kind of money. And they are publishing beautiful, well-written books on Ramayana and Mahabharata in this way, and saying that these are just wonderful literature, like how Homer, Iliad, and Greek writers wrote. And Krishnavatara, there's a beautiful literature. They say, oh, wonderful literature. Will this be sufficient if you say it's wonderful literature? This will be suicide for a pure devotee. And if his own children are being taught this new version of Vedanta from all these textbooks, what will happen to the next generation? They, these devotees, older people used to be very sincere. They took these textbooks too seriously. They thought that they were all real, and they started praying to these deities. This is the way they have given. In fact, the next generation, our own next generation, may be talking like this, doubting everything about Bhagavad-Gita, doubting the reality of Krishna and stuff like that. That is why people who have doubts should go find out and say what meditation is and try to achieve something right here. Try to get a real glimpse of the Lord. Otherwise, all the, I have told this verse to a couple of people. I'm going to repeat it. Adhitya Chaturo Vedan. Having studied the 4 Vedas completely, Adhitya Chaturo Vedan, Sarvani Shastrani Anekashaha. All the different Shastras, Brahma Sutras, Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad, Puranas, everything, many, many times a person has read. But if somebody asks, have you seen Lord? Have you seen Brahman? Have you realized Brahman? Do you know where Brahman is? Do you know how he is? This person doesn't know. Brahma Tattvam na janati, darvi paka rasam yatha. Like how you do, people cook in the kitchen number of vegetables or payasam or sweets or wonderful dishes. The spoon is used to do all those things. The spoon tastes, even before it is offered to Perumal, the spoon is the first entity that tastes the taste of the food, but the spoon cannot taste. A person will become like a spoon which cannot taste and enjoy the food if a person just studies all the Shastras without realizing Brahman. This is what is said by a very powerful shloka. We or any person have to go towards realization and tell the next generation. We should be able to say, do you think this is a story? No, because I know it, because I realize it. This is the way we have to tell others. unless we get there, it's very tough for us to even tell others that this is not a story. Any questions? Comments?
Thanks, Krishna.
Okay. All right. We will do this shloka in the next class, because in the next class we are going to deal with Chaturvarnya Maya system and other, because 413 is the Chaturvarnya Maya system Guna Karma Vibhagaha. That Chaturvarnya is a very tough shloka, and particularly to tell it to the modern world, and with so many Article 370, anti-CIA, all these things going on in the world today, right? Hindutva problems and other things like that. To say it the way it was meant by the Shastriya people, and who are very broad-minded, who are not clannish, who are not ethnic people, who are not like the ethnic discrimination was not their view. Rishis were far beyond anything. We need to understand the mind of a rishi. That's why we will do the next two shlokas in depth and try to understand what it means. Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha, Asmat Parama Gurubhyo Namaha, Asmat Sarva Gurubhyo Namaha, Sri Lakshmi Narasimha Parabrahmane Namaha, Sri Lakshmi Hayavadana Parabrahmane Namaha, Sri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. Sarvam Shri Krishna Arpanamastu. We will try to do a class next week for sure. Sorry if I did not do the class last week.